combat sports, we do not believe in ghosts. As the casual fans galvanized at this event tonight, which was UFC 196 with Conor McGregor and Diaz. Diaz came in there being frustrated on a regular basis. I'm going to get into this so people will get another level of clarity as to what the heck happened tonight in this fight with McGregor and Diaz. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself for those who have not watched my channel before. My name is Eric Bradley, aka The Real Fight Doctor, and I thank you guys for watching, because you're watching Master Boxing. And this is where we break the fight world down, round by round. McGregor, Diaz. I'm going to break it down for you casual fans and those who are diehard fans that watch the sport of boxing or MMA, UFC, whatever you want to call it, combat sports on a regular basis. But tonight you've just been baffled, just like you were back in November when Holly Holmes destroyed Ronda Rousey. Like I said, you see the promotions and you see all the marketing. You see all the back and forth trash talking, and you see these guys who go around and have put themselves on this pedestal that they're invincible, a la Mike Tyson, a la Sonny Liston, a la the great George Foreman. Those guys who came into the sport and dominated and dominated. And soon they started to believe their own fandom. They became a fan of themselves. Let me explain to you why this is the demise. First and foremost, you start to think about the fame. You start to think about the stardom. You start to think about those lights. You start to think about those Hollywood nights, instead of focusing on being afraid of what's in front of you. Because in this sport, fear keeps you honest. And the two opposing fighters, they stored their fear. In the fight with Holly Holmes and in the fight with McGregor, the fear was stored and utilized in the proper way. On the post earlier, I spoke to this. And if you follow me, and if you have not followed me more or less, you need to go and watch more of my videos, subscribe to the channel, or like the page, because I break things down round by round. This ain't talk. I live this life. I am boxing. I'm the real fight doctor. Round two. Once you start to believe in your own stuff, you start to pull back on the real things that's necessary. Not the marketing, not worrying about how much money you're making. That's why you have agents. That's why you have lawyers. That's why you have a wife. That's why you have a first lady. That's why you have a team. Those are the people that focus on those type things. Tom Brady doesn't worry about his money. His agent worries about his money. Giselle worries about his money for him. Conor McGregor is single. He's living that life. He got caught up in his hype. But in the real sport of combat, we don't believe in ghosts. As a real coach, I've walked the aisle with 15 of them. One of the things that is near and clear is that whenever you're going to fight a guy, you better have fear of him. Because that fear is going to be compartmentalized in your training. And that training is going to show up on the night of the fight. But if you look at even Holly Holmes, she even looked flabby tonight. Look at the video. I'm not saying she didn't train, but there's a certain level of training that you do when you feel fear and you're not distracted. I've watched her social media. She went from 2,000 to 3,000 followers to hundreds of thousands of followers and likes a day, that will throw you off. These things all show up on fight night. Not to say that this thing that she was in front of tonight wasn't just about styles, because that's one of the things I'm going to break down. Styles make fights. It had nothing to do with Holly Holmes beating Ronda Rousey, and Ronda Rousey beating this other young lady. The difference is the styles. That's what's so important. Conor McGregor came into this fight knowing he put on 25 pounds to fight a guy who's naturally that weight. When you pump up your body to gain weight, and I'm going to break this down so it makes sense to you, that deters and pulls oxygen out of your body. Look at his face in the second round. This wasn't the 5th round. Holly Holmes took it 5. Conor McGregor was in 2. You know why? Because he wasn't fighting midgets. His training camp was focusing on being a star, a mega star, the face of the UFC. But like I said before, in the sport of combat, we don't believe in ghosts. That was his first mistake. The next mistake he made was allowing it to get out who he had in his training camp. Diaz spoke to this during the fight press conferences. He knew that Conor McGregor wasn't training with the level of guys that he needed to train to beat him. So even though Conor McGregor was so brash, so vocal, so strong-minded, and so strong-willed, he still wasn't getting the necessary work to beat someone at that level. And when it all comes down to it, preparation before the fight, preparation on fight night, all come together and come to fruition when it comes down to the fight game. And if you're not prepared, it's going to show up. And on tonight, it showed up. Conor McGregor was not prepped to fight a fight 25 pounds north of where he's used to fighting, because he's used to fighting guys that walk around at 155 and they fight at 145. Tonight he's fighting a guy that walks around at 180-ish, 185, 190 even. The difference in bone dexterity, all that comes together whenever it's on fight night. The guy can absorb your punches due to the bone density and his structure. He can take those punches even though he was bleeding profusely. It's because Conor McGregor can punch. But punches only bring pain. In training camp, he's been fighting with guys at a much higher level. These guys are ex-world champions. When you're training with guys like that, you're learning so much more. You're fighting and you're vesting everything. You're not winning and you're sparring. Your sparring is everything. And Conor McGregor was not putting in that kind of work. He was caught up in himself. That's why you have to look at guys like Floyd Mayweather and you have to tilt your cap, because he made it look easy. And easy it is not. Ask Ronda Rousey. Ask Mike Tyson. Even ask Muhammad Ali. Floyd Mayweather retired 49-0. Regardless of what you say, he went out there and did it every single night. Talked it, walked it. Even the great Ali lost 5 times. Even the late great Sugar Ray Robinson lost. Mike Tyson lost. It only looks easy, people. My objective was to give you guys insight on why these things happen. Whenever you go in there and you're not prepared mentally, psychologically, and physically, you can't talk your way through the fight. Like I said before, in the sport of combat, we don't believe in ghosts. They call me the Fight Doctor. And I thank you guys for watching. Because right now, you're watching Master Boxing. And this is where we break the fight world down. Round by round. Shouts out to my boys over there at BrooklynFights.com. And hashtag, I want you guys to bring back Carmen Basilio and Tony Zell's championship title belts that were in the Hall of Fame. Hashtag, bring back the belts, you freaking thieves. Hashtag, power hands, sports science, fight game, combat sports for life. Holla at your boy. Peace. Bring the music.